Hello, boys and girls, my name is Hotsosti and welcome back to Factorio Space Age, where last time we have designed this defensive apparatus that hopefully can sustain us going towards the edge of our solar system. We also have here a bit of propulsion going on, and today I want to finish off this spaceship design so it can be built, and then next time we can actually see if it works as it should. So the next step is then actually consuming the asteroid chunks and producing something out of it. And there are ways you can optimize that with some logistics, but frankly, that pulls my mind to bits. So I will try to do something simple that's easy for me to understand and probably not that optimal. And I do plan to come back to basically mastering logistics, the whole network, at a later point in time. But let's go out here and try to find something that we can do. We will rotate at the crushers like this, and we will use the quality crushers. So we will have input, input here on this side, then on this side, and let's make this first one simple. We're consuming the oxidized chunks, and why can't I build here? Let's move. Oh, okay. Let's bring this a bit closer. Remove that. That's then the output. But the output will be the ice cubes on the filter. And then we have, and then here we will filter the chunks, right? And on this side we will have a belt going on, and we have a bit of condition here. Here is a read the contents for all the belt. So we have the full picture. And then here this one will be the output, and actually we want to have it different, because this one let's do it that way. this one will collect to the water tanks. Right. And then we can say we want to enable if our water supply is below 90,000, and I plan on having 4 tanks. That's 100,000, right? And basically we can then have the same thing, but say let's do this for the chunks. And there we have to adjust these ones a bit, because here we are looking at these ones and we will read these ones from the belt. And I think here let's go for 200. And we might have to see what actual numbers are good in an actual setup. So then I will do the same thing again for the copper, for the last chunk, and then there is a whole thing where we have these reprocessing, and here we want to check on the so here we check for the carbon, then here we want to check for the sulfur. So let me set this up as well. And then we can see about reprocessing, which is the last step we might want to cover. I did some rework here, mainly so we have basically 3 crutches that doing the same thing, because then we have an easier time with the output. And I also changed the conditions here, because for the ice we already had it checked to water, but here of course for the carbon and the iron, those go into the fuel production, so we can have conditions for the fuel here in the same manner. Then here we have the reprocessing, where we just need to make sure that these output things are properly defined. And as mentioned, here we are checking the output based on the other thing that we are producing, and we pull that here from the pole, and that will actually be read from the belt. And reading from the belt is what we do down here, where we basically reprocess the chunks to produce other chunks. And here we just look, do we have more than 200 of that chunk on the belt? If so, we will reprocess it, and we will have a place where we basically throw away anything that is excess, but that would then be higher than those 200s, so we can ensure we are processing only what we need. And then there are some more things that we can copy. For example, here our full fuel production. We will just copy that here. We don't need the accumulators here. We will have to see what we do with the power poles, because we do need the poles not for the power, but for the green wires, or maybe the red wires that we might also have. Then I think this setup we also want to have. So let's bring that in as well. And I'm thinking we might also produce the explosive rockets. But we will see about that. Then I think we want to have this set up. That served us quite well. And we will just straighten that out like this. And then what else? This one, yeah, that's something we need. There. Can get rid of all the accumulators. That goes in that direction, and then here we need that underground like this. Anything else we can steal from here? No, I think that's everything. So now the thing that we are missing is production for the rails, which means we need steel aside from explosives, and we need copper wire. And yeah, I think explosives rockets are pretty simple to achieve. We just use the normal rockets plus explosives. So maybe we can take this to there, then let's have 3 more of these, where we say let's make explosives. That needs to go up, that needs to go up. this is where we get the rockets in. This is where we get the explosives in. And this is where we get the rockets out. Nice. And then I think we will just have this and this would then be steel, right? Yep. And maybe we can do some things a bit different. Bring this over here, have that there, and that's the output. Nice. And then we only need this one. That might need a bit of thinking because we need explosives, we need the copper wire, and we need the steel. So in the end, it's probably also a bit of figuring out how to lay out all these different pieces together so it makes sense. The thing is coming together slowly. I have extended here the sides a bit down, and then here on this level we switch lanes so that basically we have the this one. This carries no. Did a poo-poo there? This one is the one that carries the chunks. That's right, chunks. And I want that to be on the inner side, because then we can have the processing, the crushing. Here we do have a bit of space. We need some solar panels to kickstart the whole thing, and we also need to have a mechanism to insert and outsert things here from our storage, that being the rockets, the two kinds, as well as the ammunition and the railgun ammunition, but once we get into outer space in this part here, there we will also have promethium that we want to collect, and we need to store that in here as well. But here I have managed to put things together, not too tightly packed, but I think we have everything. Here on this side we have the ice coming in, and then here any excess ice cubes we need to discard. And here on this one we have copper and iron, and up here that's for carbon and sulfuric acid. Not acid, sulfur. What we are also missing here is all the crushers, but I think what we can do is take this, try to align it somewhat centrally, and have a bit of a gap there. And probably we need to go out a bit. We might want to have maybe another one of these here. Also a rocket turret. Let's bring those over. And this one is this lane, which now becomes the middle lane. Which works out nicely. And we probably also want to have turret there on either side, and we have one here. And then I would imagine we go out a bit. So that here on top we need these ones. Oh, let's copy that, and let's have a bit of a gap. Let's have so many of those. Then have an equal amount of these, and this one goes in the other direction, and we need to add it here. Let's leave a bit of a gap. Right. And the reprocessing, we can do that at any point along the way, because there we just take from the outer belt and add it back to the outer belt. So let's see how I can fit all the other processing steps here, connect all the belts, and then we should also be able to hook up the logistic things, so we know when to insert and when not. All the pieces should now be in place. I'm still not sure if all the belts are correctly connected and everything outputs or inputs from the right belt, but I think we will see once we have things on the belt. We have here the output for everything that goes onto the belt. So this inner line, that's for the rail gun, which seems accurate. And then here, this line, there we are missing things. We can fix that. Actually, it has to go to that outer line. So let's bring that over to here. And then do it that way. This probably means these need to be moved. And need those here. But we'll see eventually if we can supply everything. Then down here on the side there is also a mechanism to export any excess goods. I hope I have dealt with all the goods. We should have all the wiring connected, but as you can see, we are missing quite a few building materials. Crushers, those are probably the ones that worry me the most, because we only have 9 down on the planet, and we will need 5 times that amount. Then here, gun turrets, there we are almost halfway there, and of course the railgun turret will pick those up on Aquilo. But let's also add a bit of power here with solar. We do not need to plaster the whole thing, but let's fill in a bit of the space. And if we need more storage room, we can extend it over to this side and down there. And here we have the insertion of the Promethium chunks, that any excess is dealt with here on that side. And I don't think we need too much accumulators. We can place them around here, where we do have the right size of space, but I would not worry too much. Few more panels here, few more there, then down here. Right, and that at least we want to have those imported, so we can fill that system up. And once that's done, we can then produce power. Probably also want to have the fuel cells. For now, we will pick some up from Novus, but later on we will supply them directly when we fly by Aquila. Which probably means we have to at least ship an initial amount from Aquila to Novus so we can supply things there. But by the looks of it, we will have to wait a while until we get those materials, especially the crushers and the turrets. I think here on Aquilo we do have 20 railguns ready, waiting. We can supply those. But I think that will do for today. Hopefully next time we can see our new spaceship taking flight. Until then, goodbye!